Dear students, today we will discuss some more theorems on the normal subgroup. In previous lecture, we have defined the normal subgroup. Normal subgroup is nothing more than a special type of subgroups. Now, simple group. Since we know that uh, every group has two normal subgroups, set containing identity and itself. And we have defined that if subgroup accept them, if exist, then we call that they are proper normal subgroup. So how can we define simple group? Similarly, for every group we have two normal subgroup. These a set containing identity and itself. They are improper normal subgroups. If except them exist, then they are said to be proper normal groups. Now, how can we define a simple group? If a group which has no proper normal subgroups is called simple group. किसी ग्रुप का कोई भी उचित या प्रॉपर नॉर्मल सबग्रुप नहीं होता है तो उस ग्रुप को हम सिंपल ग्रुप कहते हैं. Also in next, a group of prime order is simple. Prime order means we have only two highest common factor. ACF, yeah, we have only two factors. Suppose 3, 2, 5, 7, 23, because they have only two factors, one or itself. So they are prime number. So a group of prime order is always simple because we know a theorem, a group of prime order has no proper subgroups. Hence we can say it has no proper normal subgroup. So theorem is correct. Now let us consider a very important theorem. A subgroup H of a group G is normal if and only if X H X inverse equal to H for all X belongs to G. I double F, there are two parts before I double F, if and only if, and it's after. So let us consider first H be a normal. It means the left coset of H in G is right coset of H in G by definition of normal subgroup. So XH equal to HX for all X belong to G. Post multiply by X inverse. XH X inverse equal to HX X inverse. Right side HE, that is equal to H. Hence X H X inverse belongs to H. For all X belongs to G. It is the proof, half proof of the theorem. Now conversely, let us suppose that X H X inverse equal to H for all X to belongs to G. It is given. And now we have to show that H is normal. Then our last step is equal to X H X inverse belongs to H. X H X inverse H equal to H means X H X inverse is equal is subset of H for all X belongs to G. So X H X inverse belongs to H. X H X inverse belongs to H for some H, small h belongs to H. and for all x belongs to G, which is the exact definition of normal subgroup. Hence the proof. Now, second theorem is very important. If H is subgroup of G and K is normal in G, then HK is subgroup of G. It's very important. Since HK is the multiple, I have shown this. HK is the multiple of elements of H and K respectively. So when we consider any element of HK, it means this will be in the form of H1 K1. So we consider two elements H1 K1, H2 K2. B belongs to H, where H1 H2 belongs to H and K1 K2 belongs to K. Now first we show that subgroup using NS condition H1 K1 H2 K2 inverse equal to using reversal law H1 K1 K2 inverse H2 inverse. Now we use a trick. It is the beauty of the algebra. This number H appeared magically, but it can be done by the great experience. So H2 inverse H2 is added because it is nothing more than identity. So H1 H2 inverse and H2 K1 grouping in this way. By associativity, we can make groups. This element will belongs to H. Because H1 and H2 belongs to H. H subgroup है तो by closeness H1 H2 inverse. Again second case K1 K2 belongs to K. Due to closeness K1 K2 inverse belongs to K. Also K belongs to G. So H2 K1 K2 inverse H2 inverse belongs to K. Hence the theorem. So sometimes we write magical steps, so it can be achieved by the hard work. You can also get it. Thank you.